Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Kush Wave. Welcome to Handcuff Status Podcast. On today's episode, we'll be discussing post-incarceration, what it means, and various forms of injustice in our criminal justice system. We have an exclusive interview with Mr. Renford Farrier. Farrier has done 3 decades, 10 years to life sentence for a second-degree murder. He will be sharing his experience and story with us. Let's get right into it. Hello, brother.
Yeah,
It's a pleasure to have you here.
yo, this a more than pleasure for be here. You see me? You see, if you hear me cut in and out of patois English, don't feel no way. Just that's how the thing set. So bear with us, right?
We will have the balance.
Yeah. So that way everybody can get the fullness of what we're gonna try to keep it as best English as we can. Sometimes it does happen though.
It does happen.
Yeah, because the nature of things, right?
That's so it goes. It is the nature of things, right? It's the background, right?
Yeah, well, we were born there, right? Then we live that culture from start to finish, right?
Right.
God willing, right? But
Yeah.
we love to be here, bro. Like, remember, we was the last one we did when I first got here. We did it at the room in the halfway house. Now look where we is. We live in the studio, my dog.
The studio.
Yo, big up, Handcuff Status for getting us out here. Real talk.
Big up yourself, brother. We're stoked to have you on here. Oh,
Wicked.
and before we get deep into it, let's get a little background of yourself, like how you were saying that you came from Jamaica, and yeah, where were you born back home?
So originally we born at Jamaica from Spanish Town.
Spanish Town.
Yeah, man. You see what I said? So we came to Canada, myself, my older brother and sister. My mother had come before us to set up life.
Nice.
By the way, before I go any further, yo, big up my general. My general is my mother.
How you been, man?
Big so because she run the army. You see me? So we have to
Big
do.
up, mommy, big up.
Yeah, right? So like I don't know nobody like her because she came here not knowing nobody from Jamaica and set up herself and sent for 3 kids within a couple years.
The real survivor.
Right? So when we got here, we migrated in Jane and Finch. Right? So as a youth growing up, I grew up in Shoreham. Yeah. So that was the root of it, Shoreham. Right? We went to Shoreham Public School, Jane Junior High.
Oh man, what is it?
Yeah, right. We miss Westview.
I love when I miss Westview for
Right? But it was lovely though. So like as a youth growing up, my thing was soccer. Yes. So as me and you was talking earlier, as how I came about it, because it's funny. Growing up in Shoreham, we used to share the Driftwood Community Center with Driftwood.
wow.
Yeah, man. Them time the Shoreham Driftwood, yeah, man, a levels. You see me I say because
You hear
The-
that? There was a time when you guys were cohesive.
no, I real talk, man. So you see the
Back-
plaza where the man them are also upon
Mhm.
the Shoreham Plaza. And you see the plaza where the man them also upon the Driftwood Plaza. The two man them used to share that plaza there also.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Driftwood man go over there, Shoreham man go over there. So because the ground big enough for every man.
Yeah.
See, a man ain't see nothing but man and man. You see me?
Different order back then.
Different order. Different order. Man them know the order. You see me I say? I don't know why loose head thing, a straight thing. You see me?
It's survival and build up the family. And
Yeah, man. The community, everything, man. You see me I say? Because, yo, the whole of we are suffer. Some man not cause nobody else sufferation. Because the whole of we in the suffering.
yeah.
So I peer love did in the neighborhood. The two neighborhood them. The whole light, top Driftwood. Because remember, Driftwood have, after sure, me have middle Driftwood and then bottom Driftwood, See, Driftwood have one big area,
Huge.
You see me? I'm not in a talk, I'm not in a bottom Driftwood down a connection and lane. No, just right there so I sure am. So one day, me and my friend and we're going to the community center. So we go there Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
So we're going there on a Saturday. And when we got there, we realized the place is full up of cars. So I said, what could be happening in our neighborhood? And we don't know. And as you know, 9, 10, you inquisitive.
Yeah. You want to figure it out.
Cause we're like, this is abnormal to us.
Yeah,
But
have
we ain't
fun.
but we're usually over here on the weekend anyway. But for some reason we found ourselves over there that weekend. And we roll up in there and the place is full of Latinos. Mad Latinos up in there. The whole place is full, my G.
Where all the Latinos come from?
You asking the wrong dude. I just know they was there. They ain't live where we live at. Because Sherman Drift would have a 1-2 Latino, but so anyway, where we came to find out it's a whole soccer league.
Okay. We're gonna pause right there at the soccer league. Right? We're gonna do the song of the week.
Why you keep on playing these games with me? It's like you take me for a joke. Playing with my heart, playing with my mind. I swear you fucking up my peace of mind. You don't know who you're playing with. You got one more time before I change my mind. Reclaiming my time. Wasting my time, wasting my love. Should've been giving up, cause you showed me time and time that you ain't gon' change, you stuck in your ways. Baby, you ain't mine, you for the streets. You ain't no.
That was Carissa, Waste of My Time. You can check her out at Carissa Music on all major platforms. Remember, if you want your music played on our Song of the Week, contact us on Handcuff Status Inc. at gmail.com. The Latinos came in with the soccer club now.
Yeah. Mark on the thing now. So when we come to find out it's a whole soccer league. I mean, they start from like basically like 5-year-olds up to like 21.
Oh, wow.
Indoor. So we got there and there was a team that didn't have no players. So they asked me and my other friends if we wanted to play.
So that's how you got connect.
We like, it's a ball, kick, run. We can do this. So like we got there and got into that soccer league. But I'm not going to lie to you. I will never forget my first year of playing soccer. I played for a club named Barabasa.
Barabasa.
Okay, so all of these clubs were named of Latino countries in South America. I played against Chile, Uruguay.
Oh, nice. So you're learning while you're playing.
So I played for Barabasa. Remember, we played once a week for 3 months. We lost every game for those 3. Now imagine as a 9-year-old kid losing every game. We didn't win one. That whole season. And what made me keep coming back to play? Because I was determined to win one.
You wanted to get one.
But in my determination, it allowed the top team, Juventud Latina, to see me. And they said, if you come back next year, you can play outdoor with us.
Oh, nice.
So
The team is recruiting you now.
And that was the start of me playing soccer.
Okay.
That wasn't even something I had ventured. I liked football, not knowing I could play soccer.
But then you developed the skill and.
I played all the way Ontario Cup till I was 15.
What? You're playing?
I was playing soccer for real. I played all season, indoor, outdoor, all the way. There was no break, right? And like I was, you and I was talking, remember I just told you I sure am single mother.
Yeah.
So I ain't had money to sign up for no soccer.
Especially those big.
Yeah, no, I ain't had that. Like, thank God I could play, and the team wanted me to play, so they made sure I had the uniform. I had the kicks. Like, I was 13, 12 years old going on bus to go to soccer tournaments, right? So
They believed in you.
that was the amazing thing, right? Because like you and I were talking, if that was today, that would have been a whole different situation.
That was today. You would have been
Yeah.
scouted, playing somewhere in Europe probably.
Would have been a whole different situation.
But like that's the thing. Back then, now there isn't there isn't a lot of organizations that were set up to get you guys out of Shoreham projects and find skills that you guys have and channel you into a positive direction. We didn't have a lot of that back then, right? Because how old were you? Which year was it when you were 50?
That was in the 80s.
That's the age.
Yo, we dated me. Yo, blank out that. Yeah, we're going to do it. So it's funny you say because real talk, fam. Because here's the thing now. Today, like, okay, so one of the things I noticed when I so I call it return to life and living. So before I answer that, because I'm gonna tell you why I say that. When I was inside, and the guards used to always ask me, "Mr. Farrier, how you doing today?" I'll just say I'm alive.
Yes.
And they, what you mean? I says, I'm alive. Right? But once I got here now again, I'm not only alive, I'm living. So I'm alive and living now. Right? So
That is sin of life.
there you go.
And you're living it.
I'm living now. You know what I mean? Right? So what I was saying to you now, when we're playing all of these games and everything, you know what I use the term no 90s bad man.
Yeah.
Because I said the 90s bad man was a different set of bad man.
Yeah.
So the thing was, because you had two roads for going at the 90s, bad man or pussy. We never had even the youth them that were doing thing, and yo, my elder brother and them man, there was top ball on them thing, but Canadians weren't getting scout, basketball on them thing there. So you know what I mean? Like, man have to do road.
So that's what I'm saying. So like how do you make money?
Right? You have to do road. Like, I left my house at 15.
15.
Yeah. Because I ain't like, yeah, I was stupid like that.
Damn.
You know, when they ask you, they say, you know, what's the if you could take back one thing in life, or what's the one thing you'd like to do over, what would it be? You know, a lot of people think I talk about going to prison. Nah, my G, when I left school, had I never left school at the age of 15, life would have been a whole lot different.
Why do you say that?
Because leaving school meant I had to go hustle.
You have to survive.
Right? And once you had to do that, you found yourself in a different element. Right? And you find yourself in a place learning things that you don't have to learn at that age.
Yes. Some people never learn them at all.
Right? So if they would like, yo, you get one mulligan, you get a do-over, and you can do it anywhere. Pick a spot. When I left school, I would have never done that.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
That's I mean, I could see why. You know, you had talent. It's not like you didn't have talent. And you had support. You see your mother, you could see that she was a strong woman. But it's just I guess you had dreams and ambitions that were just too big for you at that age that you had to leave and go pursue it on the corners. Is that what you did? Did you start to hustle, or did you start to look work when you first left the house?
So first of all, like at 15, like For anybody who thinking they growing at 15, you a kid. No disrespect, but shut the hell up. You a kid. You ain't grown at 15. Nobody growing at 15.
True.
Right? Well, you get.
It's better than puberty, I think.
You understand, my G? Like, man, you a couple of years into teenage. Stop this. You know what I mean? No disrespect to the youngins that be in it and doing it and living. Like, none at all. But, like, you ain't grown at 15. That's for real. Right? So, like, I never went right into hustling. Like, cause that's the thought that everyone gets, that, like, you know, we lazy or we whatever. My G, I was a bus boy.
Oh, yeah?
You understand?
Oh, wow.
I was a bus boy at a restaurant called Bonanza. It was a steakhouse, and I was also a grill cook there.
Okay.
I worked at a factory called Gemma Plastics on the graveyard shift. I was 16.
Wow.
Okay, my G.
Yeah.
I was hooked up with a thing called the Toronto Job Corps, where I was getting apprenticeship to learn how to paint.
Getting a trade too.
Come on, fanbo. But the thing is, you a young black man without education, you ain't getting paid,
Facts.
right? And now when you got to support yourself, life is different, right? And minimum wage is not gonna take care of you. And you was barely getting that, because a lot of the jobs that I got were through agencies, because that was the only way to get a work.
Yes.
You went to like the unemployment office, and then they would hook you up with an agency and you got work that way. So we didn't just quit school and hit the block. We tried to work. We tried to do the right way.
Try different avenues.
100%. But we realized, like, man,
They're pushing you into this.
they're like,
Society's pushing you into
and
paying you to survive. So, but you still have to survive.
so, like, we got on the block, you know, and started to do a 1-2. And funny enough, I grew up in the crack cocaine era, but I only tried to sell crack a couple times. Yeah, that ain't my stuff, man. I ain't into that. That's too hyper stress for me.
There was too much stress.
Yeah, that's too hyper stress for me. I'm not into the
The 90 calls and up late in the night and
the running from the police.
running for the pole.
Yeah, the only running I was doing was on the soccer field. I wasn't into the running from the police nightly. I couldn't handle that part of it. Nightly. I know once in a while, every dear you a truck star. So like I couldn't be on that. Right? So
what were you into?
I did what I knew, sold weed.
Weed.
So I sold mad weed. And I learned how to sell weed, oddly enough, in New York. Right?
New York. When did you go to New York?
So after I realized this work game wasn't really made up to what it was to be, one of the big man them on the ends brought me to New York with him. First, I tried to go on my own, because I was doing my little 1-2 weed hustling already. So I had a little bit of paper. So I decided the bright idea. Like I tell you again, when you young, you ain't smart. You think you is. Because I was like 16 and waiter and stuff. Like, I tried to take a taxi to New York because I had the money to do it. When I got to the border, even the customs agent looked at me like, "You so stupid. Like, you could have got out at the bus station and got on a bus and came over here, but because you were a dumb kid, you stayed in the cab. Go back to Canada."
Go back to Canada.
And like, I thought, like, how could he do that? Like,
Because it's immigration. But you're a kid thinking that you got some money and that's all you need. You're going to go to New York.
didn't work that way.
No.
So then, like, one of the big man them on the ends brought me there with him. And that was like the first time I really seen how hustling was really done. 'Cause like I tell you, I was doing it. You know what I mean? Sell my 1-2 and stuff. But then I seen how these guys hold down the whole base. So then when I came back to Canada, I figured, yo, gotta hold move things differently, and things were starting to go away, and like we really started to know this hustle game, and then I got infringed on and ended up in prison.
So hold on. This is your first incarceration?
Yeah, Brasky.
So your first incarceration was life. All right. In your words, what does post incarceration?
So for you to view somebody as post incarceration, you got to first look at like what success you've had since you've been out here.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could say post incarceration, that just means somebody since they got out of jail,
Exactly.
right? And that'll be a whole lot of people. For me, post incarceration is all about what you're doing with that freedom. You know what I mean? And where you're trying to be at and where you're trying to go. So my post incarceration is all about give back,
Give back.
right? And also trying to unite.
Nice.
And the give back is to the man and man them that when I was leaving that place, that was my dogs that we was in there. Like,
Family.
yeah, cause if you don't know, you don't know, right? Cause to occupy your range and things of that nature with man on man, and like you every day. So you gotta have a certain level of respect and a certain level of honor to be able to live, you know what I mean? Because like I say, I tell a man all the time, like, you don't own your life in prison. The man next to you do.
That's wow. He
No,
says
that real.
that.
Yeah, in prison, you don't own your own life. The man next to you own that. Because if I wake up today and decide I don't want you here no more,
That's it.
right? So there you go, you know?
It's true.
And
It's true. I just never heard. It's funny say it like that before, but it's true.
really real, man. As it seeming to may seem, it's really real, you know? And like, so I made any man that me and them shared that ground know. Anytime them they say, yo, man, a day I saw getting on, I'm able to see the world. Know that I have one aim and one aim only, to make sure they know, say, yo, they're killing us in here.
Yeah.
And people may think when we say killing, I'm talking about the literal death. I'm talking about the death that comes while you're still alive. And that's the killing of your humanity.
Yeah. The destruction of you.
Okay. And you got to be a special kind of human being not to get dead in there as a human being.
Yeah.
Right? On the mental aspect, the physical aspect, emotionally, and all these things that you must suppress and hide to survive. So my post incarceration is part of the give back, is to make sure I give everything I know about that place to the people who are able to make people answer questions.
Yes.
And my uniting and the unity part is trying to galvanize all these people who are fighting against this system. Let's fight as one instead of one little units. Because in strength there's numbers.
Yes.
And in numbers there's strength. So let's do that. Right? So that's my post incarceration.
That's awesome, brother. That's a great vision for you to have coming out of 30 odd years, and your vision is, how can I give back and how can I galvanize the brothers and the sisters, or anybody who's been involved in the criminal justice system, right? That's really a special movement, right? And here at Handcuff Status, we're planning to help you however we could help you too, right? So anything that you have, any ideas that you have, right, you run it by us and we'll see where we could go from there. Um, if you don't mind, could you share some of the events that led up to the incarceration? Like, I know that you moved out early, and you got into certain things that you probably wouldn't have got into if you were still at home. But what really pushed you to that arrest now, where you got the 32 years?
So like, yo, like, you're just giving me the props, and like, yeah, we thank you, for the events that led to me going to prison, like, was crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Because, the dude I had to end up taking his life, I've only ever seen that man twice in my life.
You didn't even know the individual.
I didn't know him. I didn't know I was supposed to cuss, right? Let me hold that. Like I told you, I seen him twice in my life. The first time when he offended me and when I took his life. Up until those two moments, I had never seen this human being in my entire existence.
Wow, that is crazy.
So, like I told you, I used to like get that weed game in. And then I went to New York. So when I went to New York, I went there basically from the age of like, I want to say like 16 till almost 18. So like a year and a half. Right? And that was like 80s New York.
So hold on, we're in 80s New York time right now.
Yeah.
Right, Brian? Yeah. All right, if I was right there in 80s New York, now we're gonna shout out the sponsors real quick.
Go ahead.
We would like to take the time to shout out Liberty House. They provide housing for women who are reintegrating into society in Montreal. You can check them out on Instagram at li_ber_t. 80s New York, brother.
Okay. So you already talked about 90s bad man. It stemmed from the late 80s New York, So when I came back to Canada, I was on a different energy. Because like I told you, I went there to go learn my hustle game. And I learned it well, in every way. So when I came back here, I was only about, how do I level up now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the whole New York was a trip because it taught me to have no fear. Right? So that was important.
The jungle.
Yeah, it taught me to have no fear. It was important. They kidnapped me there.
New York?
Yeah. Right?
Hold on. Did you get there when you were 16?
Yeah, I would have been like, but because I celebrated my 16th birthday, because the Rasta man them that I was there with, they wanted me to like 16 Chalice Cup. I made it to like 4 and I think I passed out.
Oh my.
How the hell am I 16-year-old gonna like 16 Chalice Cup?
Possible.
They had no mercy, these Rasta man.
How do you get you one chalice? How do you even get you one chalice?
Right? These Rasta man, like, yo. But some stuff happened in Washington, D.C., right? Because I went to D.C. to do some stuff, came back to NYC, and the man them kidnapped me and held me in a house.
Oh my goodness.
Right? It was one of my brethren that I just seen the other day for the first time in over 3 decades, came to the house and like was able to get out that.
He saved you from the house?
Yeah, right? Well, I dove through a window when he came in.
What?
Like, I ain't even lying. Like,
You got out there.
like, highlight the roof here. Dove out that.
Oh man.
Right? Dove out that. No hesitation. See it?
Straight back to Canada.
Nah, had some other stuff to handle first. Then we came back to Canada because now we had no choice but to come back to Canada. Right? Because, New York was just out of the picture now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you just got kidnapped. Why would you even want to be in New York anymore?
Exactamundo. Right? So, so when I got back here, I got linked up to this female that was running some stuff that served very beneficial to me.
Yes.
She had like hash.
Oh, okay.
And hash was not something dudes were smoking plenty of.
Yeah.
So it was like getting gum. It was like getting shattered when it first came out. Like if you had it, you were like,
you were the guy.
100%. So I had that hash with that real gold seal on it. And like me and this lady was doing great business, but then some side shit was taking place that I knew nothing about. And then somewhere somebody put this bug in her ear that I might try to stick her up and shit. And that's far-fetched from me. I'm straight business, right?
Yeah.
But then some weird shit happened. Her guy like addressed me at gunpoint and shit.
What?
Yeah, fam, crazy. Right? Crazy.
Because he thought that you were trying to rob her?
Yeah, he heard.
He heard.
Yeah. And when he addressed me with his gun in his hand. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Right? And I asked him to, like, it's crazy. You know, you do a lot of stuff. It's so fucked up. Excuse my language.
It's all right.
Because all the things that I did in life, this is the thing that I remembered the most. Right? When he pulled his gun at me. Because, like, I was like, what the hell is happening here? And I even told him to put it away so we can have a conversation.
You said put it away so we can have a conversation.
100%. Because I told you what happened to me and why I have no fear now.
Yeah.
But I was like, because I was still confused. Like, what's happening right now? I'm like, bro, if you want to put this gun away, like, we can talk. But while you had this gun out here, we can't talk. You need to put the gun away. Yeah. And that dude bust 3 shots past my ears.
He bust the shots, then past your ear?
Yeah, 3 of them. Right? It was crazy.
Oh my God.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I was like,
He already turned it up.
I was like, all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he turned it up.
Right? I was like, it is what it is, you know what I mean? And, like, in all reality, because we ain't gonna cap or nothing because we up here and shit like that. Like, real spit, at the age of, like, what was I think I was like 19 now. Like, so in that moment, we had one thought, we got to get him back.
I mean, he just shot shots by your ears. So.
But I ain't even lying, though. I wasn't of the mindset to dead him.
Oh, no.
So if I was to sit here and talk, oh, yeah, I ready to go. Nah, like, I was ready to go shoot his ass, but I wasn't like, I'm going to go dead this dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Real spit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it.
And, like, in the course of what took place, he got dead. Right? Because if I'm being 100 with you, like, I approached him. Because after he had done what he had done to me, like, I had said it in words, next time you see me, you dead. I said it in words, but in actuality, what I was meaning was, next time you see, I'm going to shoot your ass. Don't worry. Because you got me right now, don't worry. I'm going to see you, I'm going to cap you. Don't worry, you're going to get that. But in the sequence of when I got to him and he ran, I was offended. As weird as that may seem.
You're offended.
I was offended that he ran.
Break that down for me. Why were you offended that he ran?
Because I got stuck up by a pussy.
Oh, shit.
So I was hyper offended.
So now you're sweet.
Okay? I was hyper offended.
Yeah.
Like, I come to you and you running.
When Ant shot 3 shots across your face.
I didn't go a fucking place.
And you stood up right there.
And now I come and you running, you little coward. And you pull a gun on me.
And beat it?
Like, so I was hyper offended now. So I just straight took his life. And that was not the intention.
Yeah, you're pissed.
Because I'm like, I got jacked by this fucking punk. And I had told him, put the fucking gun away and we can talk. Okay? And had you just listened to that shit,
you would have been dead.
You would not have got dead.
Yeah. But the argument would have been squashed.
And he would have realized somebody's talking shit. There's no way I'm trying to rob your girl. She's making me make fucking money. Yeah. Like nobody else is.
Yeah. You can't even get that.
Bruh. She was loading me up with it. Fambo. Like, I couldn't get enough of it. And I was selling it 3 times what she's giving it to me for. Okay. Broski, I didn't even want to sell weed no more.
Halfway.
Broski.
So, like, you didn't have a real intention to ruin the situation that you had going on. Because it was good for you.
I didn't even know this was a thing until he said it to me.
Wow.
When he had me at gunpoint, he told me that, what are you talking about? You want to rob my girl? Do you know who I am? And I'm like, dumbfounded. What the hell is this dude talking about?
Yeah, because you never wanted to rob his girl in the first place.
And I'm thinking, girl, like, what the fuck? And then I'm start to play shit. I said, this nigga think I'm trying to rob. And I'm like, this is not, man, brothers, please put your gun away.
Yeah.
Right? Well, he ain't hearing that. You know what I mean? And so it's fucked up though, because when you become a certain thing, and even when you try to be a better thing, that thing is easily to come back to you. Right? And like when I got sentenced and they asked me to speak, the only person I spoke to was his mother. Right? Because at the end of the day, she lost her son. Feel me? And I let her mother know, say, like, real talk, sorry about that. But that's this game. He knew the game, I knew the game. And you ain't taking mine. Right? I'm sorry I had to take your son's life, but that's the game. You know what I mean? And I was true to that.
At this point, it's basically you or him.
100%. But that wasn't the truth though.
No?
Nah.
It seems like it.
Nah. I told you when we kids, we stupid.
Shit.
Because I was still only 19, so I'm still stupid. Like, looking back at it now, I had many options that I never considered.
Serious.
100%. Remember, I was still only 19. I left home. I could have went back home and said, fuck all
I
this.
said, forget this.
I lived in Kitchener at the time when I left home. So we even left Toronto.
And it's even worse over there when you're talking about drug trafficking.
No, but at that time, Kitchener was good as fuck. We talking late 80s, early 90s. Kitchener didn't get popping until like mid 90, late 90, bro.
If we go to Kitchener right now, it's upside down.
Upside down, right? It's K-Dub now. It's no more Kitchener. Right? But for real though, you know what I mean? And I could have just
But you had options, you're saying, now when you look back.
Oh yeah, hindsight, you know what they say. But I had those options though.
Please, if you can, share a few of the options. Because there's a lot of young men that are probably going to watch this. We're all in a situation where we make decisions without thinking. Mainly because a lot of us grew up without a father figure or somebody that we really look up to, that we would listen to when they speak. And I feel like we don't know our options. A lot of us don't know that you have options, that you don't have to succumb to your emotions. You know what I mean? You could take a break. Let's just like what you said. You could have went back home. There's a lot of young men right now that are out on their own because they want to smoke weed, and the mom doesn't want to smoke weed, so they don't want to live at the house. Little things like that.
Oh yeah.
And then they end up drinking, driving, crashing, people die. And really and truly, bro, if you just went for a walk around the block, your mom wouldn't even know that you're smoking any weed. And
You still got options. Like, so I had many options, man, but I took none of them. Because you see, and like you said, young dude's gonna be listening to this and whatever. Like, so for me, I always had my gun. But my gun was only for my own protection. And on the day when I went and took homeboy's life, I did that with over 300 people there.
oh my God,
And I fired 3 bullets.
just like he fired 3.
And all 3 went into him. There was no careless while firing. There's no madness. There was no chasing. Like, yeah, kind of he was running, I was walking. But it wasn't loose, wild shit. Nowadays, it's loose, wild shit. And people that's dead, people that got no reason to be dead, shot people that ain't cool. That ain't what it is.
Madness.
You know what I mean? Like, you got beef with somebody and whatever else. You like, I ain't telling you to do bad shit, but if that's the lane you in, you do what you got to do to who you got to do it to. Like I ain't from this opinion. You stay across the street and shoot.
Yeah.
Who the fuck you shooting at from across the street? What is that? You got issue. If I know where you is, I come get you. If you about that, go get him. You know what I mean? On site, but not on site where I see you in the mall And I'm just trying to go to jail.
And old people are getting shot. Little kids are getting shot.
It's not even about shoot nobody. I'm going to jail. This is a public arena that's being filmed. I'm not trying to go to jail.
Video out footage.
Come on, come on, right? But you know, so for the man them that are in that lane, like hindsight again, I learned what's called play the tape all the way.
Yeah.
So when you dare, I didn't play my tape all the way, so I didn't view my options. The only part of the tape I played was my ego. Because even as a young man, you know ego. Even though you may not know its real definition, you know ego. And my ego shut off my options.
You went blank.
My ego shut off my options because my ego had to be nurtured. Like I said, I could have went home.
Exactly.
I could have reached out to the people I played soccer with.
Wow.
Wow. Right? I could have went back to school.
Yep.
Right? I had options.
Yeah.
My ego shut them off. And my ego only played the tape to the point where I was going to get him back.
It wasn't playing about what's going to happen after.
No, it wasn't playing that he's going to get dead. It only played what I was going to do to a certain point.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know there was more tape that could be played.
Oh, there's a lot more tape. The tape's still being played.
All right. So, you know, for any man that feel like, yo, you're in a situation and you feel like you have to defend a thing, like, you have to weigh cost benefit.
Cost benefit.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Pros and cons.
But some people can't understand pros and cons. So there's cost benefit. What does it benefit you and what will it cost you? You know what I mean? And if the benefit is you're going to get him back and feel that gratification, and it's instant gratification because it's not long term, because they dead. That's over now. Right? Then you're in a world of trouble.
Yeah.
Because here I sit that I was going to do 10 years and I did 32. So
how did you cope emotionally? Like when you're sitting there and they said 32 years. Big brother. Wait, what went through your mind? Did you have children at the time?
yeah.
Oh my goodness. At 19?
Yeah.
What went through your mind?
So you know the craziness about it? So I'm going to show you how, because I'm a faithful dude. I pray 5 times a day as a Muslim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I'm going to show you how energy and faith goes. When I was going through my court, my family, when they heard like 25, they were like, we don't think we can handle that. We got to figure something better. So, and I advocate through it now and through all my speakings, never plead guilty on a life sentence, because the number don't mean shit. It's that life you got to pay attention to.
Yeah. Hell.
And don't let your lawyer instruct you to plead guilty to no life sentence. If your lawyer's instructing you to plead guilty to a life sentence, fire him.
You hear that?
Right away. My lawyer foolishly instructed me and my family that pleading guilty to a life 10 sentence would see me home in 10 years. Not being versed in the criminal justice system, we believed in this man. So again, if you have any lawyer trying to convince you to take a deal that has a elbow, any how you want put it, from it have letter involved, you're signing yourself away.
Yeah.
You lose all options of everything. So with that said now, my family, we believed in this lawyer because we're like 25 years, yo, Ren, that's a lot. That's a lot. We don't know if we could it's a lifetime.
That is.
So we like 10 years, you like 21, you home right now.
Yeah.
You know, your youth them is going to be like 10 and 11. You home right now. So the lawyer's like, yeah, 10 years, you'll be out. And I'll be like, all right,
Yeah.
let's jump off on that.
And was it still like if you do a certain like 2/3 or
No, no, life is life. But I was also eligible for 7, but the system didn't tell me that.
oh no.
Right? So, so we took this life sentence. And while my family thought we didn't have the strength or the ability to do 25, we had strength to do 32.
Oh man. Look at that.
So that was what was going to be decreed, but we couldn't hear it as that because it would have been the thing that probably not has let us survive it. So getting the 10 prepared us for the 22 more that was coming.
Yeah, because after they did the 10, it was like could do 10 more.
After I did the 10 and I realized like, okay, right? And then I realized at 15, okay, hold on a minute. And then at 20 just became like, all right, we're going to see who outlasts who now.
Yeah.
Because I ain't got no moving. And that's what it became. Like, which one of us is going to fold his hand?
Yeah.
And I'm not budging. Because they wanted me to ascribe to things that other lifers did that I didn't. And there was no. So they gave this false pretense to lifers that in order to be released, as a lifer, you need to cascade to the minimum. Right?
What?
Yeah. That was one of their things that they had learned to implement within the system that was never really implemented into law.
Like, yeah.
Exactly. And like, so I'm fully aware of that. So I never.
What was going on in there?
That goes on right now.
Right now?
Right now.
Oh my gosh.
Right now. But I am of the full knowledge that you are eligible for parole when you're eligible.
Yeah.
I could be in the sky. I'm eligible. I don't need to be anywhere but eligible.
Exactly.
Oh.
What, Yaji? Eligibility?
Right? So for me, I never said no. I am not going to no minimum. Because I don't have to.
Yeah.
Right? I said if I had to, I would. But because I don't have to, and because you are trying to impose your will on me, because you're in a position of authority, I'm not going.
You stood your ground.
And then the other thing they did was they wanted me to take my ETAs, which are escorted temporary absences, to another institution.
Well, that's what they wanted you to do?
Because lifers are doing that.
Oh.
You understand?
Yes.
So once they get away with doing it 1 or 2 times, they want to make it a precedent now.
Yes.
So because lifers in their rush to get ETAs and get these notches under their belt to get released, more power to you. But I was made from a different cloth. And I'm not going to do something that is not legally binding me to do. Not because you have made it a policy because you feel like it. So I never took my ETAs to another jail. Right? They would say, oh, if you take the ETAs, we'll go to the minimum, see what it's like. I says, if I wanted to go to another jail, I just have to be transferred there. Why am I going to take my chance at freedom to go to a jail?
Makes no sense.
You know, so those are some of the things that was part of it. But like I said, you know, if we probably heard the 25 in the beginning, it would have probably made things different. Like, thinking it was 10 and having to do more was what was okay to make
That decision.
Make the 32 happen and make us be able to, like, just do that.
Just get through it.
So before you move on to the next thing, I'm just drop it now. Last week, we did a family reunion, 32 years like waiting.
Wow.
So there's a lot of people there I ain't never seen.
Of course.
Like a lot of nieces, nephew I ain't seen ever. There was people I ain't seen in 33 years since I left the 6. Right? And there was a room of almost 100 people, you say, my brother, right? Crowded. Right? My brother's here, that's why you heard me saying, like, that's my man's, bro. Like,
About 100 people
Yeah,
in one room.
it was a big place.
It's a big place.
Yeah. So like everybody's been asking me the question since I've been here. And in that moment I had the answer. When I was in that room, right? And I've told it to a couple of people, but this is the first time I'm speaking it live on camera.
Okay.
Other than when my brother filmed it when we were at the event. When I looked in the room and I seen all the people in there, it finally answered the question for me. Because they asked, man, how were you able to rob 3+ decades, majority of it a maximum security prison, and all the idiot thing the boy didn't keep up on you? How are you able to rob that time forward upon the grung like you never left?
Like you never left.
Like, that is humanly impossible.
I mean, it would break any man's brain. If the mental is damaging.
The man said you're not institutionalized, you don't look institutionalized, you don't speak institutionalized. This is not possible. How could you have done that? And in every time it's been asked to me, I just like, by the will of God, man. You know what I mean? And it's true. Alhamdulillah. This is for sure. Nothing happens but by the will of God.
Father, yeah.
But when I looked in the room, everybody in that room carried a bucket of water for me. Every individual that was at that event took a bucket of water up the hill so I didn't have to carry the whole 32 years. Everybody took a piece.
They helped you through it.
Everybody took a piece. And when
That's how you were able to do it. The help.
everybody took, and in that moment I realized it, because like, damn,
I had help.
mad help.
That's great. That's
Mad help, and it was a beautiful moment to understand,
yeah.
okay, now I get it.
That is an amazing, amazing moment. You even realized it at that point.
Up until then, I had, like I said, I'd always been like, by the good graces of God, which is the ultimate truth, but
Well, God sent them to help you.
100%.
How has your perception of freedom changed since your release?
How's my freedom lost is freedom understood, bro? You know what I mean? Like, the other day I was at an event and I was explaining about being grateful. Everybody's grateful, right? But none of us are truly grateful. And I say that because if you have a moment through your day where you feel a certain way about certain thing, let's say you wake up in the morning and your thought is, oh shit, I gotta go to work again. You might be a grateful person, but you ain't really grateful. What about the man that woke up with no job?
No job. Yeah.
So when you wake up in that morning to a job, you should be grateful you woke up and to a job. Right? And people don't get that because they're like, but yeah, I am grateful. Yeah, that's what I said. We are grateful, but we're not truly grateful. Because when you are truly grateful, you have no bad days.
We always wish it could be better than what it actually is. Not even knowing what better is, but just wanting better.
The grass is greener on the other side, but you've never been on the other side to know if there's even grass. Right? True that. True that.
Is there anything that you would like to say?
So in life, there's journeys.
Yeah.
So right now for me, I think I'm on my 4th journey.
Your 4th journey.
I'm on my 4th journey. So my first journey was as a youngin, growing up as a kid in Shoreham. Right? That was my first journey. From that journey, I started another journey where I got into that gang.
Yes.
Right? And that journey led me into another journey where I had to spend 3+ decades in a prison. I'm on my fourth journey now that see me learning something from the first 3 journeys to move into this fourth journey. I don't know if there's a fifth, right? Because I didn't know there would be 2 and 3 after 1. But I'm at number 4 now. And knowing the things that I know about 1, 2, and 3, there is no way I can't take something from all of them to make sure journey 4 is leveled up.
Okay. It's your evolve journey. It's where you evolve.
God willing.
God willing. God willing. Wow. We want to thank Mr. Renford Farrier for coming out and sharing his story. Powerful stuff. Thank you again, my brother. For all those who are incarcerated, remember freedom is a must. Free all the lifers. Shout out Private Spaceship. Um, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you guys have any comments or questions, hit us up at Handcuff Status Inc.
Before the man them trip out, just give me the last moment here because like the man just say, yo, big up to the big dog private. Like, yo, mad shout out. You see me dog because yo. And you see when you see me going at the Jamaican, it just more authentic and real for me. You see me, right? So you see this thing Handcuff that us. Them man you do a thing and you see earlier them play a Toronto artist. The man them a keep the thing original. So you see anything them thing you say are going worse, them a try bring a certain energy to the thing and I try highlight certain thing and certain injustice. Because enough injustice are going with enough now talk about you know. So you see anytime when you see them platform yeah, and them man yeah do things, galvanize and move with the thing, you know, because them thing are the real thing we are start and them thing are gonna start the real revolution.
Yes.
So member, you know, them say, oh, what the man said the revolution will not televised, but member say Handcuff status are gonna make sure show it some way, somehow. You see me? You know, see it. Yeah, so bless up everybody and yo, enough thanks.
Big dog, let me get a signature from you.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah. This is one of the main reasons we wanted to get you in here.
okay. Oh, my
We
God.
need the signature on this right here.
Right, I'm gonna make sure I write it proper so they get it. I'm gonna put it, can I put it right here?
Put it anywhere. You're the good.
All right, I'm gonna put it right here.
Mad. Yo, I saw you for the signature, you know.
Yo, they
I saw you for the signature.
they know, bro. Right. Yo, this has been amazing. Like,
You're blessed, bro. It's a blessing.
this has been amazing. Yo, thanks to all of the man them for real. Like, you guys got something amazing happening here. Like,
Jesus G-Lo on that